Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to pay attention because I have created the world's best Chicago summer itinerary that could ever exist. We don't need this on the whole entire time. You guys, I'm so excited. I have put together the best Chicago summer itinerary. These are some spots that I feel like locals would do during summer and not just like go to the bean kind of thing, not your like Cindy's rooftop. We got a little bit more inventive with this one. I can't wait. If you are new here, my name is Kyra. I make videos on all things Chicago, real estate, things to do. It's a good time. So that being said, let's go ahead and jump into my perfect Chicago summer itinerary. This video is a good one. This video is a very good one. I built this itinerary out as if you were coming Friday through Sunday. Jumping in, assuming you're arriving on a Friday, first thing you're gonna wanna do, obviously, is check into your hotel because you'll have all of your bags and everything. I always get asked for hotel recommendations, and my top recommendation is staying at Sentral in South Loop. It's a really incredible building. The rooms are like full apartments, so it's really nice because you have like washer and dryer and kitchen and stuff in there. I do have a discount code for them. So if you book and use code Kyra, you will get 10% off of your stay. I've stayed there myself. Some of their units overlook the lake, and it is just like the most beautiful view ever. Can attest, done it myself. All right, bags are dropped off. Let me just say, this entire itinerary is not for the weak. You have to have stamina. You have to have enthusiasm. You gotta be ready to go because we're not stopping. We are spending the weekend in the city. Oh, I'm getting crazy eyes. I'm so excited. I wanna do this. First things first, if you've dropped off your bags and you're staying at Sentral, you're gonna be in South Loop at that time. Cut straight across the park and head up to the lakefront. It's summer in Chicago. We are not inside. We are outside. We are sweating. We are enjoying the heat because if you come in winter, it's gonna be a blizzard and you're gonna need your parka. So enjoy it while you can. But I would walk straight across the park and head over to the lake and walk the lakefront trail north. Also, if you're interested, you could not go all the way to the lake and just walk up Michigan Ave and head north because you will see some of the really cool touristy things along the way too. If you do that, I highly recommend stopping at the Crown Fountain. That's the fountains where it's the two faces and they spit water out and they're like actual people's faces. There's always kids playing in the fountain like it's a splash pad. It's super cute. So that's always fun to look at. And then just north of that is the Bean. If you haven't been to Chicago before, take this opportunity for your like one little touristy moment and go see the Bean. But after that, no more touristy bullshit. We're doing it. All right, at this point you would hit the river. You'd be far enough north that you'd hit the river. And it is time for a little pre-dinner bevvy. For this, I recommend going down and hopping on that river walk and stopping in to either Tiny Tap or City Winery. Both of them are great. I honestly don't have a preference, but just find wherever you can grab a seat because they get packed. You're gonna watch the boats go by, the architecture tour, the kayakers who literally don't know how to paddle and almost get hit by the architecture tour every time. It's just a really cool place to soak in being in the city. Not to mention, Alex, my fiance, asked my dad if he could marry me at City Winery. So like, that's just special. It's a special moment for us all. I'm on one today. It's because I'm so excited about this damn itinerary, but I feel like I'm being crazy. All right, after you've had your first bevy of the evening, it is time for dinner. We're sticking to a River North theme for this first night. I recommend going to Pizza Portofino. You are going to want to get a reservation in advance, and you are going to want to ask for a patio seat so that way you can sit outside on the river. Pizza Portofino is not only delicious, but it is really cool because you are right on the river. It gives off very like summer Italian Capri Aperol Spritz vibes. And one thing that's really cool about it is if you have a boat, you can pull your boat up right to Pizza Portofino and get your takeout food. So I always think that's really fun. But my recommendations for Pizza Portofino, the charred pepperoni pizza, delicious. I love their mushroom pizza. It's so good. And everyone you talk to is going to say that their truffle fries are just the best things ever. So those are my recommendations. After dinner at Pizza Portofino, head a little bit further north and stop into the Freehand Hotel where you're gonna find Broken Shaker. Broken Shaker is a tiki bar. Their drinks are really stinking good and it's just a really cool different change of pace. This one is kind of like a fan favorite amongst all of my friends and stuff in the city, and their menu is really unique and cool. So the Freehand is also just a really cool hotel to check out too while you're in there, but that'll be first stop for a post-dinner bev. And then at this point, you stopped before dinner, you probably had one at dinner and you had one after dinner. We're feeling a little good and loose. Time to head a little bit further north and go to Redhead Piano Bar. This is a piano bar in River North. It is not super big, but it doesn't get that crowded either. Howl at the Moon, on the other hand, is a crazy place and that gets crowded, but that's also a piano bar. That can be a good time as well. I recommend going to Redhead Piano Bar. It's a fun place to just sit, listen to them singing out their piano songs, and it's just a fun vibe. It's very different from all of the like fancy nice River North places. It's just not as like polished, I guess. I don't want to be polished all the time. I'm not a very polished girl. From this point, go ahead, hop in your Uber or hop on the train or the bus and head back to Sentral because you are going to be tired and probably drunk. You are going to have a very busy day tomorrow as well. So back home you go and off to bed. Next day, Saturday. Keep in mind, this next activity is only on Saturdays. Saturday morning, wake up and head into Millennium Park because you are going to go do a free workout in the park. These are so cool. You'll want to bring your own yoga mat depending on what class it is, or just use a towel, like it doesn't matter, or just do it on the grass. It really doesn't matter. But I think it is so cool that Millennium Park does these free workout classes every Saturday. I wrote down the schedule. 8 a.m. there's Pilates, 9 a.m. there's yoga, 10 a.m. there's a cardio kickboxing class, and 11 a.m. there's a Zumba class. So go up there, sweat out your beverages from the night before, take in the fact that you are doing a workout in the heart of downtown Chicago outside because it is just such a cool vibe, and get a little bit of sweat on, get your blood flowing and get excited for the day. After that, walk out of Millennium Park and head north. Two options here. You could go to Venteux, that's gonna be your closest. That's like a French-ish coffee shop that's in the Pendry, and it is beautiful. It is really cool in there, and I do like their oat milk latte. Or if you wanna go a little bit further, you can head up to Michigan Ave and go to the Tribune building. They just opened a Blue Bottle in the historic Tribune building. The Tribune is super cool. It is just one of the coolest buildings in Chicago. It is worth going and looking at for the architecture on its own. But now there's a Blue Bottle coffee in there, and their coffee is incredible. I highly recommend the Shakerado. It's delicious. It's like a brown sugar shaken espresso type of thing. It is like $7.50, almost $8, which is absurd for a cup of coffee. But like, you're in Chicago, so treat yourself because it is really delicious. And the Tribune is so cool. From here, you are gonna wanna go back into the loop and hop on the Blue Line. We are taking a trek. Saturday is not for the weak. Saturday is for those going to Wicker Park. My recommendation is head up to Wicker Park, depending on how you're feeling. If you're hungry, which I know I would be at this time, I would go straight to the Robey. If you're not hungry, say you ate something at Blue Bottle, their food's pretty good, you could go thrift shopping first. Wicker is a very cool area for lots of thrift shops, also like a Doc Martin store and a Van store and Crossroads Trading and Buffalo Exchange, and like there's just a lot of cool stuff to kind of pop into and explore in that area. But if you are hungry, you're gonna wanna go straight to the Robey. You are going to the Cabana Club at the Robey, and this is something that is really cool and unique. The Cabana Club is a restaurant bar that takes place around the pool at the Robey, and the Robey is a very cool hotel in Wicker Park that has beautiful skyline views of the city. What's really nice is you do not have to be a guest at the Robey in order to enjoy the pool. You can go and eat and drink at the Cabana Club and use the pool. So we're using this as a Chicago pool day. Go up there, grab some lunch, grab a drink, hang out in the pool and lounge for a little bit, rest in the sun, enjoy the skyline, and just take it all in because that is a very cool thing to do. Once your bellies are full and you're all lounged out, if you haven't gone and shopped around a little bit before then, I recommend doing so at this time. Or if you shopped before and it's later in the afternoon, I recommend going to Tapster. It's like right around the corner. It is super close. But Tapster is one of those bars where you get a card and it's attached to your credit card and you just put it into the slots and then pour your own amounts of beer. They do also have hard kombuchas and ciders, and they have tons of board games and stuff. I went there for one of my friend's weddings after the rehearsal dinner, and it was just so much fun. It's a really cool spot. Oh, and they have really good, delicious, salty popcorn, and I'm a sucker for really good, delicious, salty popcorn. So recommend going there and grabbing a drink, and then we are back at it. It is time for dinner. This is really cool just because not too many tourists go up into Wicker when they're coming to Chicago. Like, so many people just stick to like the Loop, River North, Michigan Ave. And so these two dinner recommendations I have, I think they're both really fun and just a little bit more unique that they're up north. First one is Etta. Etta is going to be decently similar food to Pizza Portofino. So if you are someone who is more comfortable with like pizzas and pastas and not a super adventurous eater, that could be a really good spot to go. There is an Etta in River North. However, the Bucktown Wicker Park one is so much prettier. They have this beautiful upstairs outdoor patio. It is a very cool vibe. They also do seasonal summer pizzas. Like, they have a squash blossom and corn one, which was delicious. But Etta is really good. That is also one where I recommend making a reservation so that way you can get an outdoor seat. The other one, if you are feeling a little bit more adventurous, and this would be my preferred recommendation, is Cebu. Cebu is an upscale Filipino restaurant in that area. They also have a cool patio and you can sit outside. So again, reservations are needed because you're gonna wanna snag one of those good seats. Like, you could try and walk in. I just don't recommend it. Cebu is really good. It is really highly rated in the city, so that's a really good one and would just be really fun for dinner as well. After that, highly recommend grabbing a nightcap at Violet Hour. Violet Hour is kind of like a It is a speakeasy bar. I just hate calling things speakeasy bars when just everybody knows about them. But it doesn't have a sign. So it is a speakeasy bar. But it is this very cool bar in Wicker Park. You know it's Violet Hour because they have like a purple light bulb out front. Also, you can find it on Google Maps. But inside, it gives me like luxe, old-timey, secret vibes. Violet Hour is the bar that I would go to if I had to exchange a briefcase of $100,000 in cash with someone else and didn't want to be seen. Then I'm going to Violet Hour. Like if I was a spy, you know, gives me Violet Hour vibes. Every single drink there is super unique. Last time I went with friends, we all ordered something different and all of us enjoyed all of them, but it was interesting because we all picked ones that were like, these are all so good, but like I love my own drink. So it's a very cool like craft cocktail spot. All right, at this point, I'm assuming you are exhausted and probably drunk again. Chicago is a drinking city. I'm sorry, it just is what it is. But from here, hop on the blue line, head back down south, back to bed. You can also always go into the hot tub at Sentral and use that as your little wind down from the day. Also because you might just be tired and sweaty and sore from your workout that morning. But head to bed because we've still got some activities even though it's gonna be Sunday and you're gonna be heading out of town. Sunday, use that as a morning to sleep in, enjoy your room and just enjoy like the beautiful views of being in South Loop in Chicago. Once it's time for you to get up and check out, go ahead and leave your apartment. And I hope you are hungry because you are going to the Exchange for brunch. The Exchange is, I don't even know. It's in this really cool old historic Chicago building. It gives me train station vibes, but it's not a train station. But it is a very cool building and their brunch is insane. I went for my friend Katie's birthday and it was so freaking good. So what they do, you can do bottomless brunch if you are still in a drinking mood. If you're not, you don't have to order drinks, but you are gonna wanna do their all you can eat breakfast. What I really like about this, it's not like buffet style breakfast, that kind of all you can eat. And it's also not the kind of all you can eat where you order like an individual plate and then you have to finish that and then order something else. What they do is they essentially have like 15 or 20 different dishes and they will bring out enough for every person at your table. So you'll have like one plate of like the thickest bacon I've ever had in my entire life. Like no Louis. Hey, you'll have like one plate of French toast, one plate of hash browns, one plate of cheesy scrambled eggs. And you can order as much more of it as you want at any point, but it is so good. I honestly was incredibly impressed. Every single thing that I had there was just so tasty. So highly recommend the Exchange. I didn't do the drinking when I was there last time, but I did do the breakfast. It's incredible. It is so good. After that, you are probably gonna be really full and wanna get some movement in you to be able to work off some of that breakfast. So this is where it is time. We cannot have a summer itinerary without a lakefront bike ride. Go ahead and find your nearest Divvy bike station. The Divvy bikes are awesome. You can use the Lyft app to check them out. It's like $3.30 for a 30-minute ride and you can drop them off at any station. So that's really nice. If you're not a huge biker, there are the e-bikes. The e-bikes are super easy. You can always use those, but they are more expensive. So keep that in mind. Hop on a Divvy bike and head straight to the lake and it is time to just go for a bike ride. Like ride that bike as far north as you want to go. Like you could ride the bike all the way to Uptown if you wanted to, but ride it as far north as you want to go. An easy place to stop would be like going to North Avenue Beach or the Lincoln Park Zoo, hopping off there. You could also just take it like just into River North and park your bike there. But there is something absolutely magical about being on a bike on the Lakefront Trail in summer in Chicago. Like just seeing all of the people out there like running and rollerblading and scootering and biking and laying by the water. Everyone's so happy and everyone's so appreciative of the good weather that it is just the coolest vibe ever. From there, I'm assuming you gotta go home. So head back to Sentral, pick up your bags and go back to wherever you may live. And I'm sorry, it's not Chicago, but at least then you have had the absolute best weekend in the city humanly possible. All right, guys, I hope you like this. If any of you use these recommendations and do this itinerary, please let me know. I got a DM from someone that did my winter itinerary last time, and that was just the coolest thing ever. I was so excited. So let me know what you think if any of you do these. If you have any recommendations for what you think someone should come and do in the summer in Chicago, please comment them down below so we can just be a wealth of knowledge for everybody. Don't forget, I do have a code Kyra for Sentral that gets you 10% off of your stay there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you next time.
All the possibilities, there could be a place for you and me. And under the stars